Hey guys, it's Nick with the Dogtra Company. I'm so excited to show you this video. This is meant for our Pathfinder users. This is specifically to show you the side-by-side comparison from the original Pathfinder series to the new features and the new information that you're going to be getting with the PATHFINDER2 series. Stay tuned for these upcoming videos. They're going to be great to watch. I'll show you guys the main differences with the GPS connectors that you're going to notice. First of all, cosmetic. From the original Pathfinder system to the PATHFINDER2, PATHFINDER2 has gone to this high-vis yellow. This is going to make it easier to find in backpacks or in the back of the truck in dark and low-light environments. The next big difference that you're going to notice, of course, is going to be the layout of the buttons and the way the system actually codes and pairs. With the new PATHFINDER2, we made it easier and very simple to be able to pair straight from off and ready to go. With the PATHFINDER1, we have to turn the connector on first to be able to start and initiating the pairing mode. The next biggest difference that you're going to notice, or that is just blatantly out there, is going to be the function button on the connector. On the original Pathfinder system, the function button was not available. Now on the original, or the PATHFINDER2, the function button is now available on this system. What's incurred the biggest changes behind this is new hardware and new technology have gone into this new connector that have allowed for the capability of a function button to be enabled. As this was designed and developed from feedback from you guys. We wanted to make sure that we were able to provide what you guys were asking for, which is I want to be able to provide quick correction to my dog without having to finagle my phone out. Well, that's what this function button's for. We are able to set the function in the app to whatever correction we used, and the last dog corrected then enables this function button. Again, this is an awesome and new amazing feature that we wanted to provide for you guys from feedback that we've gotten. So guys, now we're moving on to the next subject. We just covered the connectors. Now the biggest deal that we're going to go on is the difference in the receivers that we have. On my left is going to be the Pathfinder original receiver. On the right is going to be the new PATHFINDER2 receiver. First big difference is obviously on the top of the unit, we both have our power buttons, but on the new PATHFINDER2, we have our new LED locate lights. As you can see right now being enabled, and we can easily turn that on and off just by the system. So as the green indicating right here is indicating the system's operating correctly, on the original Pathfinder, the indicator is going to be right there, both of which do blink normally once green every 4 seconds in normal operation. The next difference that you're going to see visually is going to be the GPS module. Of course, on the PATHFINDER2, we've gone to, again, a high-vis yellow GPS module, and on the original Pathfinder system was a black GPS module. Now, the differences that we can't see on this right now, that is the biggest difference between the Pathfinder and the PATHFINDER2, is going to be the new technology and the new hardware specifically in the circuit board on this unit and built into the GPS module itself. This allows for better communication and more stable communication between the connector and collar at greater distances. As for the e-collar functions on the collars, both collars have the ability to e-stem 0 to 120. Both collars have the ability to stem from 1 to 100 on both systems. But the PATHFINDER2 comes with additional features that the original Pathfinder does not. For example, both the original Pathfinder and PATHFINDER2 have the ability to tone. And tone. As we can tell, the tone's a little bit different, but what it is, the speaker, again, on the hardware on the PATHFINDER2 has been upgraded. So that's the two settings that are the most familiar on the Pathfinder, including Nick, continuous, and again, audible tone. Now, the one thing the PATHFINDER2 that has new hardware in here that is not available on the original Pathfinder is going to be the pager vibration feature. As we can hear, that vibrating noise is actually vibrating the collar. This is a passive form of correction if a dog doesn't really require the e-stimulation required to get their attention. So we can easily do pager vibration. Now again, once the pager vibration or an e-stimulation has been provided to our PATHFINDER2 collar, the function button is then set up. So if I now press the function button, instead of pressing the button in the app, the collar will vibrate. So this is an awesome and amazing feature that was requested by you guys. So again, we changed the setting in the app to tone. Now tone becomes available on the function button. So again, we always want to iterate the last dog corrected and the last correction used becomes active on the function button. On the original Pathfinder system, there was no function button available. So all correction and all ability to control the dog is done through the app. Hey guys, again, this is Nick with the Dogtra Company. We're going to be showing you guys a side-by-side difference of the original Pathfinder system to the PATHFINDER2. First of all, right as what you're looking at right now, you're gonna notice the user interface has greatly changed. From the Pathfinder 1, where map, compass, and e-collar were available at the screen, the top left of the screen provided your menu options, and the top right of the screen provided our ability for recording, stopwatch, resetting, track lines, and center to my location. Now on the Pathfinder 2 app, that's all been simplified just by simply at the bottom of the screen, we're able to touch and select what options we want, as well as our compass, e-collar tab, and now we're on the e-collar tab on both apps. Now the biggest difference you're gonna see on side by side with these is again the layout of how the e-collar tab is. Lock feature on the Pathfinder 2 has been centered, as well as a locate light off to the right of the tab. The tone is available on both systems as Pathfinder 1 and Pathfinder 2. So you guys can see that there on the app. The stimulation is easily adjusted in the Pathfinder to NIC or continuous, or in the Pathfinder 2 to NIC or continuous. The stimulation level can be easily adjusted. In the Pathfinder 2, the stimulation level can be adjusted and locked into that level, so it will not adjust anything outside of that. We can lock the stimulation level on the Pathfinder 1, which allows no ability of correction. On the Pathfinder 2, with the stim level locked, we can still provide correction to the dog, but we cannot adjust the stimulation level. If we lock the stim page on the Pathfinder 2, it will lock the ability to correct any dog in our device list. You must unlock to be able to provide correction to your dogs. Same with the Pathfinder 1. Now, we're going into the next feature that is only mobile fence and geofence are available on the Pathfinder 1. This is, as you guys can see, to be able to get to the geofence or even mobile fence settings, there are several taps that has to be accomplished in the Pathfinder original app. With the Pathfinder 2 app, it is as simple as hitting our menu button at the bottom or our fence button at the bottom, tapping eFence or mobile fence, and enabling it. In the system settings down at the bottom, we can adjust our boundary range, how far it is from us, and essentially be able to save that right there. Same thing with the original Pathfinder. We would go into the settings guide and we would go into where it says mobile fence alarm, and we can set our radius and turn it on. But again, the biggest difference that we're showing you guys is the ease of the Pathfinder 2 and the way the app was set up. So now we're going to go on to our next subject, which is going to be the menu tab. So again, menu tab is going to be exactly this. If we tap here, to be able to get to our settings, we had to tap the 3 black lines, which is our menu tab. As you notice, the Pathfinder 2 is a lot more cleaned up in the functionality of the system. With the Pathfinder 1, we did have the ability for device list, history, map select, geofence, but this again was all done through the menu. With the Pathfinder, we've broken it down to the tabs at the bottom of the screen. The last thing that you're going to notice, the biggest difference in the Pathfinder 2 is the ability of a sleep mode. Pathfinder 1 does not have the ability for sleep mode. Sleep mode, if we enable it, will reduce the LED's receiver frequency light, or the frequency of the LED receiver, to essentially consume less battery and be able to provide us a longer time to be able to get to our next or new location. So that's the big difference behind that as well. Now, the last and final difference we wanted to show you guys in the Pathfinder system is going to be the ability to lock the receiver. This is an awesome setting that was essentially enabled to, if and when, or if your dog ever was to get stolen or the collar was to be lost, once the receiver has been locked to our mobile device or to our Pathfinder system, it can no longer be paired or locked to any other mobile device. This is an awesome, amazing feature that essentially will be able to keep your units. And essentially, no one likes to have stuff stolen. So again, the awesome thing behind this, if we enable it, it is going to be turned on, and only the user that had paired it to the connector can disable the receiver lock. So that is the main huge differences between the Pathfinder 1 and Pathfinder 2 system that you will definitely be noticing. Again, ease of use, simplicity in touching the menus. Again, to be able to get back here, there's several things that have to be accomplished. If you guys have any questions or would like a deeper overview of the system and what it can accomplish, please stay tuned for our tutorial videos and we'll be happy to show you them.